Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Kody McGehee, who recently won his pro debut on Shamrock FC. Hello, Kody. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm good. And recently, you have your pro debut, and it was a quite quick fight. It was very good performance from your side. So, if you can tell me, how do you feel about this contest, and when would you like to fight next?
Uh, I mean, I won, and it was good. It was quick, but there are still some things that we were able to pick out that I've been able to work on and improve on just out of that performance. Where I saw some things that I should have done more efficiently and effectively with what was given to me. But overall, I knew he was going to come out hot, and he definitely came out really hot. He timed that leg kick good on my step in, kind of got me off balance there, which he thought I was going for a takedown, and it's what led to the clinch and then led to the finishing events. So, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I can't complain. With 2.5 minutes, you got to be happy with that.
And of course, you are a very experienced as the amateur fighter. But in this fight, did you feel any like additional pressure because you know that it is your pro debut?
Yeah, no, not really. No, it was almost like we trained so hard, so I didn't feel any extra pressure or like our preparation. I knew my preparation was where it needed to be. Uh, really, like I feel like the most pressure I had on myself is that like I even when I was on top, I tried throwing one elbow and almost got myself off balance just because like I knew it was my pro debut. I was like, I gotta throw one. I gotta be able to throw one elbow in here. Uh, but no, overall, I think that just the way that we prepare and everything, and the guys that I've been training with for my whole career, they've been getting me ready for this moment. And, that's kind of one of my things that I tell myself whenever we get those emotions in the back is that, this person I'm out here fighting, they're not these guys at the gym like Jackson McVeigh, like Lucas Clay, CJ Hunter, like they're not the guys that I'm fighting are not as good as these people that I'm training with every single day. So I just like kind of use that to calm those nerves and keep myself focused.
And actually, you fought against really good competition as the amateur. So I think that it is also a beneficial thing for you that you know that you fought against different fight of styles against also really good prospects, and you won almost all of your fights.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, no, I definitely felt prepared and ready to go, and it was just once I was in there, it was just another fight. That going pro too is nice. We got in that clinch, and then once I got the takedown, and we were right in my corner, and here I was able to hear my coach Jake Roberts say, he's like, "You still got 3 minutes to work. You don't have to rush." And it's like, oh man, like all right, like it's an amateur fight, like you get in those positions, and there's maybe a minute left at most. So it's like, oh man, I have a lot of time here. Like that I knew, I was like, this is over. Like there's no way that he's making it 3 minutes out of this position on me.
And also in your amateur bouts, we can see that your cardio is like I think that the really good weapon of yours. But this fight was like scheduled for 15 minutes. And is it any difference in your training camp preparing for the 15 minutes fight?
Not really in the training, a little bit extra on my, high intensity training, but we've always done our 5 minute grapple boxing rounds at the gym and with our striking rounds. We've always done that. For me, really the biggest difference is just understanding that I have to pace myself. Like I have to find my pacing. Like you said, I do feel like my cardio is good, and then I also like pressuring people at my pace, which I feel like also kind of has shown that I'm usually the more fresh guy at the end of my fights because I'm making them fight at my speed. Uh, so it's just really finding that balance on making sure that I don't overdo that because going to do that from 9 total minutes to 15 total minutes will be a big difference and just finding that balance for me.
And for now, are you under a contract with any promotion?
No, we said the one with Shamrock, and we're in talks to them. I've also been in talks. I might have something coming up here soon, uh, November with another promotion here in St. Louis. So no, we're keeping the options open right now.
So November it actually would be like a quick turnaround, right? About 8 weeks.
Yeah, this one comes through. I mean, I don't know. My contract is done, and I believe the other person's contract signed. But then, I saw that he already then has another fight announced now for December, and I don't know if that's 100% gonna happen or if he just thinks that he's looking past me. But I mean, I guess if he thinks he's looking past me, then that's just a little chip on my shoulder going into it.
And I think that sometimes this is a problem on the regional scene to that you have a fight schedule initially, but something will happen that it will be maybe injury, maybe your opponent will pull out or something will happen. Then in the end, all of your preparation will not be. You will not use your preparation for
Yep.
like schedule fight.
Yeah, luckily with this one, since you said it was like since I just fought September 7th, like this one I was, I took a week out of the gym maybe after that one just for, let those camp bumps and bruises really heal up. But after that, we just kind of hopped right back into it. So, this one has really just been for the past 2 months, if I just kept been maintaining my training level, it's like not really much I had to train. It wasn't like I had to really push. My weight never has been crazy to where, I'd have to be real aggressive with my weight cut or anything like that. So it's really just been a maintenance through. So it's like, if we fight, and I'll be ready.
And on the topology, I saw that you have a one kickboxing bout, and of course you are a very good striker. And do you would you like to fight again in the kickboxing ring?
Yeah. Kickboxing's fun. Um, Yeah, no, one day. I don't know. We'll keep everything moving one thing at a time. We've been training and working on, really rounding myself out as a mixed martial artist. So right now, while we can keep stacking these wins and keep advancing, we'll probably focus on the MMA. But if a kickboxing match comes up, I'll definitely be right there. I mean, boxing too. I did Golden Gloves as an amateur when I was able to, and stuff like that. So I enjoy boxing. I enjoy going to the boxing sparring. So whatever opportunities pop up that the coaches think are right, then I'll be all ears.
And what was like initial reason for you to starting training MMA?
I really was just bored. Like I was, like in college 2021 and just kind of got bored with like doing, the same thing. Like I was doing my classes and then friends or we would just be like going out or whatever, doing all that kind of stuff all the time. Just kind of got bored and didn't have anybody really that I could do something, I guess, like steady physical activity with, or like wasn't involved in any like of the like rec league type stuff, like sports. So I just one day there was a boxing gym not far from where I was living and went in there and I just started doing some boxing and then that kind of just evolved and he told me to start working with this coach and had me start doing some kickboxing stuff and then I trained with them for a while and then I moved out of the city and then they hooked me up with Mike Rogers and St. Charles MMA, which is where I've been at ever since. So
So you didn't have like any background like wrestling or even as the karate as the kid or something like this?
nope, nothing. I started in college. I was 21 years old whenever I started doing all this stuff. So luckily it kind of clicked for me. Like so far I feel like I'm decent at picking up on, uh things. So it really wish I would have wrestled and whatnot now, but that's okay. I do feel like it comes with the advantage that I don't have, some people that wrestled their whole lives, they're a lot more beat up with like their knees and shoulders and everything. That's one advantage I think I have is that even though I'm 28, I don't have a whole lot of miles on my body. So it's like I'm kind of at this nice area where I'm entering, what the athletic prime, as they say, while I'm kind of, in my opinion, just building to this, opening all these doors in my training for all these things I can utilize while making sure that having like all of my strength and everything like that already kind of ready to go. So
Yes, and sometimes the fighters that they are strikers, and when begin their journey quite young, also they beaten up, they like eat a lot of headshots, and also
oh yeah.
when they are like 30, they are quite old. Even that 30 is not super old in MMA.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, no, it definitely I feel like it comes with some advantages for me for sure.
And if you can tell me more about your gym and the fighters that you are training with, who do you think that have like the biggest potential to be like maybe UFC or PFL fighter in the future?
Well, Julius Anglikas, he trains with us. I mean, he fought Nimkov in Bellator. I mean, he's a great mentor. Just having him around all the time, his work ethic and everything like that. Having people like him around is awesome. And then we have like Lucas Clay. He's been around. He's fought for the LFA title and whatnot. He just needs to get that, call up and he'll be ready. He's so crafty and creative with how he does things, and everything he does. Then same CJ, he's been doing it for a long time. He's awesome at just the way he works through things, and his grappling has taught me so much. And it's like I've been able to adopt a lot of the way he does certain things and use it for myself. So it's always funny, kind of whenever you're going with these people where you take tools from their tool chest and then you're trying to get them with like their move that they always get you with and get shut down usually, but it always makes them laugh a little bit whenever they know that you stole it from them. But then under that, Jackson McVeigh, he's 5-0, and I think he might have 5 minutes total of fight time now, and he's a 185er. He can do whatever he wants, and wherever the sport carries him, he'll be right there. Jose, that made his pro debut with me. He's awesome. He's a great training partner. We get to do a lot of get to do a lot of training all the time. Noah Harrell. I mean, there's all sorts of people. Then there's Noah's still an amateur. Eric Carrera, he's a crazy man. He's a travel nurse and he'll bounce around and he'll be gone for, a couple months. He'll train wherever he's at. And then whenever he gets back to town, or he'll fly back in just to take a fight and get like a week's worth of training in and then be gone again. So he's back right now. So that's awesome. Get people like Derek Albright and Davion. They're both amazing training partners too. And Derek's been on he started, doing MMA, like you said, and then he's kind of went on a little kickboxing tear. So he's got a kickboxing title right now in an organization somewhere, and he's got another fight coming up next weekend. So, there's a lot of people everywhere, a lot of people to learn from, and good. It's a great room right now too. Even the greener amateurs, a lot of them have wrestling backgrounds and stuff, so they'll give me work. They'll give everybody work, and not a lot of egos in there or anything. There's not no drama really. There's nothing like that going on in the gym right now. It's just everybody wants to be in there together and make everybody else better.
And actually, you mentioned a lot of names, but like Lucas Clay probably is right now on the UFC level. Even like 2 or 3 years ago, he was on the UFC
Yeah.
level. And Jackson, like you said, he's destroying everyone. And he's also one of the fighters that I have my eye on because he's, in my opinion, super talented.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, Jackson, both of them, they're crazy in the way they do things. Their flow through everything. They're both very impressive, and I'm very lucky that I get to train with people like that every day because like I said, it just gives me confidence that I know that these people I'm going up against, they don't probably have training partners like I have. They don't get to train with people like that every day.
And when you are thinking about, because you said that the fight in November, there is a chance that it will happen, but next year, how many fights would you like to have in 2025?
I don't know. I never really put a number on it. Definitely, 3, 4. We'll see, kind of see what happens. If we can keep them quick like that, then maybe we'll rattle off a couple more. But we're just gonna keep going and growing. And I know as get pro, maybe have to slow down a little bit in some spots. But whatever as long as my body's feeling fresh and the coaches are saying it's the right move, then we'll just keep chugging them out. I think not. I think I've had 3 this year. I guess I don't remember if it was last year, the year before that, in a calendar year from like September to September, including kickboxing. I had 5 in that calendar year. So, and I did Golden Gloves too. So it's like I like to stay busy. It keeps me focused, it keeps me ready, but got to take care of the body as well. So.
And for you, is it like UFC the main goal for you, or do you think that if the chance to fight for the maybe PFL, maybe one, maybe other big organization will happen, you will be willing to go there and not wait for the call from the UFC?
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard for me to say an answer to that right now, just because I don't know. Ever since I started, I didn't get into fighting looking like I'm gonna make this out of it, or this is how I'm gonna, this is what I'm gonna do in life. This is kind of, like where my career is gonna be. I have other things going on, like, job, degree, like I fight because I enjoy fighting. And then it's always just been, I look at the next fight that's coming, and, that next thing that's coming, that's what I focus on. And so far that has carried me through. And that's just kind of how I'm gonna keep my mindset on it. Uh, and we're just going to keep on getting challenging fights and figuring out, what's next. And whenever I get to that point, then I'll sit down with my coaches, and then we'll go from there. I just trust their opinions on, kind of what we'll do, and they'll steer me the right ways. Sorry, it's kind of a non-answer to your question, but I just really don't know. Of course, I'd love to fight for the UFC. Like, it'd be awesome, and that's everybody who fights goal in some capacity. But it's like, uh, yeah, just one. I was just one at a time.
And for one of your next fights, do you have a style in mind that you would like to face? Maybe a wrestler, maybe like a heel hook guy, maybe good striker. Do you have if you can choose the style? Do you have the one style that you would like to face?
Not really. I feel like I've had a good mix. I've gotten lucky with getting a good mix of people finishing up, even my amateur career. My last couple fights there, I knew they were people that wanted to come out and wanted to get a hold of me. And then I was kind of able to sit behind my jab, keep that space in between. And when we clinched up, did my work inside, and then it kind of ended that. I was able to keep him off. And then, for this last pro debut, he was a striker and he came out real hot, and we ended up in a clinch. And then I was able to take him down and finish the fight. So, uh, no, I guess I don't really have too much of an opinion on it, because the way that I look at it is I'm going to make people fight at where I want to fight. And kind of, that GSP style about it is, if, all right, well, you're the striker, you're going to come out, that's fine. Then if you don't have the, if I can take you down and beat you up there, then I'm just going to go for the path of least resistance. There's no point for me. I'm not out here to try to prove that I'm a better striker or wrestler than a striker or wrestler. I'm out here to win. I'm going to go out there and win the fight. So if wherever my openings are, that's where my openings are going to be.
And GSP was perfect in this way of thinking, because he can beat everyone, because he was such a good fighter in all of areas.
Exactly. And, that's kind of where I try to be, especially starting late. It's like, I'm not one of those people that maybe has, a skill that they're necessarily good at, but I can be well-rounded enough and put enough work in that I'm going to give people problems at every single level of the game, wherever they want to take it.
And are you overall a fan of the UFC? When there is a Saturday night big fight card, maybe pay-per-view, do you like watch this kind of cards?
Of course, yeah. I watch most of the cards, even a lot of smaller ones. I enjoy watching it and enjoy looking for things that I can work on, things that I see that I can try in the gym, or things that it's like, oh, that's interesting in the way that they did that. And then it's always nice to be able to, go to the gym discuss it with other people, and then discuss it with the coaches, and then yeah, just kind of break it down like that.
And who is your favorite fighter to watch?
Ooh, favorite fighter to watch. Man. I don't know. It's hard. It's like probably my favorite fighter of all time would be is Jose Aldo. I don't know why. I just always loved that style, especially his old school WEC fights. Whenever he would just come out, rip rip the hands, rip the leg kicks, and he was just coming out there and going. That was awesome. Favorite fighter to watch right now, I guess I'd probably have to say Max Holloway, because there's a lot of kind of with the hands, with the volume, and just trying to keeping the punches going. There's a lot of things I've kind of tried taking from his game right now. But then, of course, a lot of your top level people, like you have like your Ilias, who has just crisp boxing and is anti-wrestling, and he's really interesting because what I don't think he's ever thrown any sort of body or head kick or anything like that. He's made it to like that level. So it's like I like looking at all those different things. I do like watching the big guys too, but I really like watching the the footwork of, those 35ers and 55ers.
And about Max Holloway, do you think that he will win against Ilia?
Uh, I I mean, if he can fight like he fought Gaethje, then of course he can win because it's like he didn't really. I mean, he got hit with the one, but for the most part, he was able to get in and out, keep his volume in his face, and kind of allowed that to you know keep Justin further back off of him. But it's kind of just going to be one of those things. What's going to win? Is it going to be the volume, or is it going to be um, the wrestling and the power punches? So it's a really hard one, I would say, to uh, judge, but I would probably have to lean Ilya just because he has shown that he has that, like, you're talking a 25-minute fight, and he's shown that he can put you out in one shot. So he has to land one shot in 25 minutes. While we've seen with Max, yes, he puts people down with volume and making them tired. And I just think that it seems like Ilya will be at least prepared enough for that aspect of it, that Max will kind of have to win a decision, or I think if it ends before the decision, then Ilya is probably would be the one that would get a finish in that fight.
But it will be definitely a very interesting fight, also because of the like personality of Ilya. He's a little bit controversial. He likes to
Yeah.
talk much, so I think that he maybe not, he's not a Conor McGregor, but a little bit he has this aspect of the being a controversial.
Yeah, he definitely leans into that heel aspect a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that happens. It's like I would loved watching him. Like I remember watching when he fought who was it? I think Herbert, and like watching those fights when he took that late notice fight up, and it was like, oh man, this guy's awesome. And then once he won the belt, he kind of then they start talking a little bit. It's kind of like, all right, can you just go back? I liked you a lot more whenever you were just fighting, and I didn't have to hear you talking and making an ass out of everything like this.
But I think that in the end, it's also a little bit like more fun to watch when there was like the rivalry Conor against Josaldo. It was also a lot of emotions, a lot of talk. So I think that it can really help the fight, and also the building brands for the fighter. Like Conor is like super known because of his personality. Of course, like many years ago, maybe not so much now.
Yeah, no, definitely. It definitely sells the fight, and it gets people watching one way or the other, whether it's because they like how the way that he's handled things, or maybe some people would watch just to hope because they're fans of Max and would want to see him, kind of get shut up, if you will. But yeah, no, I definitely understand the marketing aspect of it. It's just some of the things. It's just been a little. It's not a little cringy, like whenever he was saying that Max was ducking him or whatever like that. It's like, come on, I don't think anybody out here is going to believe that Max is gonna say, no, or try to duck just about any fight out there. If he just went up and fought Justin for, at 155, I don't think he's gonna be really any more terrified of you than he should have been for that fight.
Yes, yes, definitely. I will agree. And outside of fighting, do you have any like additional maybe passions, maybe hobbies, the things that you like to do that you are like to focus on?
I mean, I sit in the woods. I mean, I try to hunt, but most of the time it's just kind of sitting out in the woods and scaring stuff away before I get anything good. Uh, but no, really, besides that, it's just my family. We have two kids, and so it's like between like their sports and everything, between their sports and then my sport and work, it's kind of like that, then getting just that quality time in, and we just that kind of takes up most of our time that we have out there, which is okay. But it's okay. It's a good life. It stays busy enough, and yeah, it's fun.
Okay, Kody, so many thanks for the conversation. I hope that you will fight again soon, and next year you will build a very nice winning streak, and maybe you will, in the end, will end in the UFC.
But let's hope. Like I said, that dream's always out there. But yeah, we'll keep going one at a time and racking them up, and hopefully, once we build this up a little more, we can talk again, and once we're a little bit closer on the edge of those big promotions.